and welcome back. In today's video, I'm actually going to be testing out some brand new makeup products from a makeup company that I personally have never used before. Now in this box here, I've got a selection of makeup products. I purchased all of these products using my own money, and today's brand is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I'm purely just going to be basing my thoughts in this video on his cosmetics, how I feel about them today. If I like them, I will tell you I like them. If I don't like them, believe me, you will know. I don't know if everything has made it in one piece. Right, we're in. This entire order came to the grand price of £125.50. I believe that's probably about $150, $160. So this is our order, and I chose the Androgyny palette, and I think the shades looks pretty nice. There's a couple in there that I definitely would not use, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Feels quite big in your hand, especially when you compare it to the size of the Modern Renaissance, for example. It's definitely a lot slimmer. I've got a mirror inside that has this kind of cardboard kind of frame on it. I'm not a fan of this frame, but otherwise the shadows look quite nice. They look pretty good. No complaints there. Also ordered the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost. This is in the shade Ice Cold. I know everybody keeps saying online that the packaging is so big, but I didn't expect it to be that big. There's nothing cracked, there's nothing broken. That seems fine. We also have the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Lip Scrub. I ordered this in Mojito. Ooh, in terms of liquid lipsticks, I ordered two shades. One is in a yellow and pink packaging, and one is in a pink and silver packaging. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what the difference is between them. In the pink packaging, I got the shade Rose Matter, and the yellow packaging is the shade Watermelon Soda. And finally, the last item on my list is the Lip Ammunition lipstick, and this is in the shade Celebrity Skin. I feel like this is like a Barbie's dream house product. Much like Don't Mess with Barbie. So I'm just gonna move all the packaging off my desk and let's get started. I've just taken my hair off my face, and first up, I think I'm going to start with the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. I feel like I'm gonna do my eyes first, and let's put this palette to the test. I don't know what I want to go for actually today. I haven't really decided. I'm gonna go first of all for the shade Safe Word, which is a really light taupey beige shade, and I'm just going to take a flat shadow brush and just start packing that onto the lid as a base color. That is actually blending out incredibly easily, and I wasn't expecting that to move so freely. I'm going to move on to the shade Charm next and just warm up those lids a bit, and I'm just going to pop that into the crease. Next, I'm going to take the shade Dominatrix, and using a Zoeva 224 Luxe Defined Crease, I'm just going to take that into the deepest part of my eye. For my lid shade, I can't decide if I want to go for Deja Vu or if I want to go for Frosting. I think it's going to be Deja Vu. First of all, I'm going to try it on the Blank Cosmetics E24 brush and see how that goes. And if it struggles, then I'll move on to my fingers. Okay, we have no issue with applying that shadow from the brush. It's literally going on like a dream. For my under eye area, I'm just going to smoke out my lower lash line. So first of all, I'm going to take the shade Charm, followed by the shade Dominatrix. I'm just going to finish off those eyes with a touch of mascara, and today I'm using the Bobbi Brown Eye Opening Mascara. My eye makeup is now done, and the Androgyny palette I did actually find incredibly easy to use. I feel like the colours blended out easily. The shimmer shades were a lot more pigmented than I was expecting. I didn't even feel the need to go in with that Deja Vu shade on my finger. It worked on a flat shadow brush straight away. I really don't want to use the word buttery, but they blended out incredibly easily. I will say that. chat. Now that my eyes are done, I'm going to move on to the Skin Frost highlighter. You can actually see your entire face in this mirror, which never really happens. That's such a large circumference. I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm guessing it's going to be blinding because it's Jeffree Star and that's what he kind of does, I guess. So I bought the shade Ice Cold because from the Beauty Bay website, it looked like it would be the best suited shade for my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use it blind. I've never swatched this, so I'm really hoping that this isn't gonna go horribly wrong. I'm gonna run my brush over that once, twice, 3 times. I feel like it's showing up a lot more in real life than it is on camera. That is pretty glowy. We did get a fair bit of fallout from the brush when I ran it across, but that, I'm quite impressed with that so far. Okay, that is now a really intense highlight. Maybe a little bit too intense. I think for the evening time, it would work really well. For daytime, I personally probably wouldn't wear it. I mean, like, I can't stop staring at it right now because that glow is real. I'm gonna take that onto my nose and Cupid's bow. Also take that into the inner corners of my eyes. I feel like if you're going for that kind of Instagram highlight, then that one is the perfect kind of one for it. You can't really miss it. It is right there. Now that we've got the eyeshadow and highlight out of the way, I'm going to move on to the Velour lip scrub. It smells really good and it does smell like Mojito, but I don't know why. It does also kind of smell a little bit like bubblegum and spearmint. So I'm just going to take a small amount of this lip scrub onto my finger and just go ahead and scrub my lip, I guess. Probably should have done this before everything else. My lips are scrubbed and I've just taken the excess off. So far my lips do feel pretty smooth. I feel like £12 for what is essentially a pot of sugar and glycerin and flavoring is probably a little bit too expensive for my liking. I feel like my lips are prepped. I just feel like it's quite pricey for the product that it is. I'm gonna move on to a lip product now, and I have the Jeffree Star Lip Ammunition, which looks like you don't want to mess with Barbie with this product. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a go. So I've just applied the shade Celebrity Skin and it definitely does look true to shade. The colour in the bullet is the exact same colour that has applied to my lips. I did notice it dragged in a couple of places. Otherwise, it was fairly straightforward to apply to my lips. Feels like quite a lot of that lipstick did actually wear off, and I don't know if I'm just imagining it, but I feel like it went down a lot. It just felt like quite a lot of product came out onto my lips, and it also felt like it applied quite quickly. I'm gonna whip that off and let's move on to the Velour liquid lipsticks. We have 2 liquid lipsticks to choose from today. I have Watermelon Soda, which has this really bright, fun yellow cap, and I also have Rose Matter. I think I'm gonna go for Rose Matter first. I feel like that's very much a me kind of shade. I've heard great things about his formula, but I've never tried it myself. Let's go for it. Every product that I've tried today is definitely more vibrant than I was expecting. Goes really well with the highlight. I feel like you definitely get that kind of really girly Barbie vibe with that. Feels light. It doesn't feel like I need to neck like 10 gallons of water. One thing that was unusual about these liquid lipsticks was the doe foot applicator. It does have that little step, and that does help get you a sharp line around the outer lip line. But it did kind of take me by surprise a little bit, especially for the outer corners. I found it a little bit more tricky, but for the under area of my lip, it nailed it and did it incredibly easily. I think I'm gonna take this shade off and let's try the shade Watermelon Soda. When I first put this shade on, I was like, oh my god, I hate it. I really didn't like it, but I feel like it has grown on me slightly now. It could be a really nice vacation shade to wear on the beach or on a night out. Once again, it felt very easy to apply. It feels light on my lips, and this is just one coat of liquid lipstick. The Jeffree Star liquid lip formula is definitely wetter than something like the NYX lip lingerie or even the Anastasia liquid lip, especially the beginning first formula on those. These ones go on quite wet and they do dry fairly quickly. They don't dry to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, my lips feel like they're about to crack and fall off. They just feel set. Overall, I think out of the two shades, Rose Matter is definitely one that I'll probably get more wear out of for an everyday lipstick. And the Watermelon Soda, as much as it is a very beautiful lip shade, I like it's probably a bit much for me personally. My final thoughts on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics range, the Androgyny palette was £40 here in the UK, and I really like the eyeshadows. I feel like they blended out incredibly easily. There are some great warm eyeshadows in here for an everyday makeup look, and then there are some out of the box shades like the blues and the greens if you do want to add a little bit more vibrant color to your eyes. In terms of the highlight, I do like the fact the mirror is so big you can literally see your whole face. I personally tend to wear more natural looks during the day, and that to me is more of kind of like an in-your-face highlight. It definitely does give you that really bam Instagram glow. In terms of the Velour lip scrub, it smells amazing. It smells so freaking good. I just think it's quite expensive. So personally, I probably would not repurchase that. I feel like I'd rather go to Lush and get one at a more affordable price point from them. And in terms of the lipsticks, I think out of the three of them, the Lip Ammunition is probably my least favorite. The liquid lips, on the other hand, I really like that formula. It applied incredibly easily. It dried really quickly, and the colors are really true to life. The color on the lips looks slightly, and I just dropped and broke it. It was going so well. It was really going so well. But I've literally now just taken out 2 chunks of the lid and 2 chunks at the bottom. So yeah, that's broken. Should we just move on? If I had to recommend one product from everything I've tried to say, I'd say try the Androgyny palette, try those shadows, and yeah, don't drop your lipsticks on the floor or you'll take out about 5 chunks from the packaging, like I just did. Great. Those were my first impressions on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like them? Do you dislike them? Which product was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.